All right, recording this on a Thursday. House, we did not decide to wait until after the Miami Buffalo game to see what happened because I didn't really feel like that would be worth it for either of us. Buffalo is a big favorite, and I'll say something at the top for what happened in that game. How are you feeling about the slate? We're 4-6 in Ringer 107. I did okay gambling wise. The Raiders didn't help me out on Monday night, but for the most part, a lot of favorites covering. We've had a lot of quarterbacks getting hurt already, including yours. And the Packers are the big winners for the juggernaut spot. The Colts are the big winners for the, whoa, where'd these guys come from spot. The Bears seem to be the giant disappointment team. And then the Chiefs are the question mark of, is this the end of the era? Which storyline are you the most interested in?
Honestly, the Chiefs, because I think that they still have some chapters to write, and I still trust Mahomes and Reed, and we just need to see them with a healthy, competent receiving core, and it might be like a eureka kind of experience because we didn't see it really at all the entirety of last season when they went 15-2 and made it all the way to the Super Bowl.
I know so it might be one of those. It might be one of those tale of two cities seasons where, like, the first half of the year they look awful, and then all of a sudden by week 14 they're fine.
They don't even really look awful. I mean, the defense isn't as locked down as it was at the end of last season thus far, but they also play the Chargers and the Eagles, who, style wise, pretty tough teams.
Yeah, compared to the Colts, who went 2-0, but the first one was against a Miami team that it feels like it's imploding. And then the second win was against the Broncos, where they lost the game, and then there was a leverage penalty, and all of a sudden they did not lose the game.
Both of those at home, both of those Danny Dimes and Shane Steichen in their bag, catching the league by surprise a little bit. I mean, the Denver defense was the biggest disappointment in that game.
Yeah, the linebackers look a little slow, not getting stops. There's been some explosive plays.
Yeah, they went right at Surtain.
So week 3 trends. This is usually a great betting week and one that we've had success with over the years. You usually see the 0-2 teams as dogs usually do well. The division home dogs, they usually do well. It's a good time to capitalize on some overreactions. But what's interesting is there's so much gambling data and analysis and everything that some of the games that I think 15 years ago would have just seemed like Colts -4.5 over the Titans. And you're like, oh, the Colts. Then the Titans win in Tennessee. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Now we have our radar up for all of these, and it's harder and harder to find the inefficiencies, but we're going to try. We're going to go through the slate. I have the Stay Away Group House, which includes the Chiefs, who you just mentioned. Chiefs, Giants, 2 0-2 teams. It still feels like, I feel like the Chiefs are just getting 2 extra points just because they're the Chiefs. This line should probably be 3.5.
Yeah, and maybe we'd mess with it if it was in that range, but I don't want to try and gamble on the Chiefs winning by margin, and 6 is margin. So I just don't feel like,
and I don't really want to take the Giants against the Chiefs. If the Chiefs were 2-0, I feel like this would be a live one. You'd be looking at this going, oh, letdown game. Giants go up early. But I do the Giants pass rush against a pretty shaky offensive line for the Chiefs. The lack of explosiveness for the Chiefs.
Chiefs don't run the ball, can't run the ball. So, I mean, they're going to need something from Kareem Hunt.
If I had to pick a side, I'd pick the Giants, but I'm not touching that game. I'm not touching your game either. Washington's 3.5 now over the Raiders. They were 3 when we locked in the 107 picks.
Can't play it. Don't know anything about the quarterback. We'll know Sunday morning.
So after this, you're at Arizona, at Chargers. We don't have must wins in week 3. But I don't know if you want to lose this one with those next 2 coming in a banged up quarterback. And
can't lose this one because of the condition in which the Raiders arrive, which is off that tough Monday Night Football game. It was physical. The Chargers beat the hell out of them. Geno was backpedaling and throwing to the wrong team all game long. So you got to get this one if you're Washington and have hopes on a repeat visit to the playoffs.
I do like the idea of zagging after a bad Geno game on the Raiders. If I had to pick a side, I'd probably pick the Raiders, but stay away from me. The big thing for the Raiders, I just thought Bowers looked like a different guy on Monday night. He's clearly hurt. He wasn't explosive. Right. He was such like an X factor for them the second half of last season, and then in game one. Then in game two, he just wasn't the same. I thought that was a big reason why they looked like crap. Next one that's a stay away. Vikings-Bengals. Vikings by 3. Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz. I picked up Jake Browning in our guillotine league. Some positive offensive stats with him.
Congratulations.
Minnesota's 32nd in EPA for offense right now. And do you think JJ McCarthy is actually hurt? If you had to at gunpoint, what do you think?
Oh, that's a great one. You think he's going to have his hour-long? They're going to he and Coach O'Connell. They're having their hour-long in Coach O'Connell's office. They're back.
It's now a book club.
Thursday afternoon, I have to go sit for my hour with Coach and go through the playbook. I love this conspiracy action. Why is this a cross-off for you? I'm curious.
It doesn't have to be. I just, 2 backup quarterbacks. I don't really want to back either of them. The Bengals, I don't feel better about their defense or their offensive line than I did 2 weeks ago. And I don't know what to make of Minnesota. I can't believe how bad their offense is.
The 3 points is what is kind of capturing my fancy a little bit. Like if it was Minnesota 1.5, just a standard home field advantage or 2, it's the Vikings at home. That's the home field advantage. But the Carson Wentz aspect to this is unbelievable to me. I watched him. He has no business being in the NFL in any capacity other than holding a clipboard and helping his guys, maybe leading prayer circle after a game.
Oh, he could do a prayer circle.
He could do prayer. He's going to be doing prayer circle.
You gather everyone in and then you kneel and you say a prayer.
Well, I feel like
he can do that. Yeah.
He definitely can do that. Anyway,
wow, so you want to mark this? Should I put it in bold?
Mark it for a minute. Just mark it for a minute. Because it's not like the Vikings defense has exactly wowed us in the first couple games.
Somehow the Bengals are 2-0. And it feels like their season is over, but yet they're 2-0 and they're playing a team that could not move the ball against the Falcons last week, is now on the Carson Wentz stage of at least for the next 2 weeks. And you're right. All right. I'll move it in there.
Well, just for a second, I'm probably going to dispense with this. I'm probably going to say, what are we doing?
Well, what'd you get my Wild the foreplay?
I want to see what it feels like.
Why'd you plug it in if you're not going to use it?
One never knows.
It's the Bill Simmons podcast presented by FanDuel, and the NFL is back, and thank God. FanDuel has everything. They got an awesome app. They have SGPs. They have great futures. They have good prop bets, live betting, your way bets, clean app. It's great to use. Been using it for a few years. Every time I go back to Boston or any place that has FanDuel and I get to use it, I'm always excited. I'm on an airplane runway. You done the airplane runway?
Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah. Airplane runway.
There should be a button, the runway button.
I'm on the airplane runway. I got to get this in. Get your bets in, build something bold, make every game feel bigger. Download the FanDuel app or head to FanDuel.com/BS to get started. The Ringer, committed to responsible gaming. Please visit rg-help.com to learn more about the resources and helplines available and listen to the end of this episode for additional details. You must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Paid endorsement. Broncos, Chargers. This is in LA. I think there are probably about 40,000 Denver fans here. Denver coming off just an awful loss. Just awful loss for us, too. It really hurt us in Ringer 107. This line was 3 and it dropped to 2.5. And when it dropped to 2.5, it became a no play for me. I think these games, the Chargers looked really good against them last year. Chargers look really solid in general. I thought Geno had a lot of throws, especially in that second half, that he just sailed or, I didn't think that Chargers defense was as good as it would look after the game. We were like, oh, they only give up 9 points. I thought there were guys open. Khalil Mack got hurt. Denver coming off really an ugly week 1 win and then an uglier week 2 loss. This feels borderline kitchen sinky for me. Do they want to go 1-2, fall 2 behind the Chargers with the Chiefs looming as well? Ultimately a stay away from me, House.
I really want to petty bet the Chargers.
Oh, like a spite bet?
To punish the Broncos. because the Broncos invented ways to lose that football game, invented ways to not cover that football game. They were at all three levels self-sabotaging, offense,
Yes,
defense, and
I agree.
special teams. Well, let's just add another one. The coach, the dumbass coach, who on the 60-yard field goal attempt with a rookie
put the
field goal
pump
kicker.
block in.
Yeah, let's have the block on because we're so concerned about this kid in these circumstances. Come on, man. What are we doing? And this is part of the thesis that coming into the season informed the confidence in the Broncos. We all have exposure to the Broncos because this combination, Bo Nix in his second year.
It's our fault.
He looks shaky as hell. And Peyton is somebody buy that man a cup of coffee so he can wake the F up. And maybe he could share some of the play calling duties as well. But the late interception by Nix in that game, I just was wholly underwhelmed by the Broncos.
Dumb Dobbins penalty, dumb face mask penalty that sent them back, missed the field goal.
They do big dumb things, big dummy things.
The Chargers might be good, and I'm not willing to commit to it yet, but and I'm not breaking any news with that statement, but they really might be good. They might be the third best team in the AFC. But I think this is the week we find out if they are or not.
Okay.
I didn't like the way they finished that Raiders game at all. And I know it's a Monday night game. It was a weird time, but yeah,
the fourth down call with the jet sweep. Come on. What are you doing? Just run the effing football.
I'll tell you another thing. Not sure about Hampton, who they spent a really high first-round pick on. I think he was the 12th pick. I liked it a little more when Najee Harris was in there.
Yeah, it felt a little more. I mean, Hampton did put the ball on the ground.
Najee Harris
at
is
an
healthy,
important
right?
moment. Huh?
Najee Harris is healthy. Semi.
Well, yeah.
Well, he had a little fireworks accident or whatever happened.
No, I know.
I would lean Broncos, but it's a stay away. Okay. Lions, Ravens. We're going to get to a parlay portion of this. I'd rather talk about the Ravens in that section, but they're 5.5 against Detroit. Detroit looked awesome last week. That was Ben Johnson. We heard our name in the streets, kind of an impact game, but I don't see their defense stopping the Ravens ever. Now, I don't know if this could be a shootout, but I'm a little more interested in the Ravens in a money parlay, which I would like to discuss to you in a later category.
I will be all ears. I don't want to mess around with the Vegas zone number, especially the Ravens. Van Noy is hurt. Looks like he's out, and Marlon Humphrey is questionable. Those guys matter to that Ravens defense. So I'm fine with being cautious.
Okay. Bears, Cowboys. I kind of like the Bears. They're -1.5 somehow against the Cowboys, who cannot defend anyone. They single-handedly rejuvenated Russell Wilson's career last week. The Bears looked, obviously awful against Detroit, and their defense sucks too. And this feels like it could be like a whoever has the ball last game. It's more meaningful for the Bears, though, because they're 0-2, and they just got smacked by the Lions. And this is our season is over if we can't beat this crappy Dallas team.
So tell me one good thing about the Bears. Tell me one thing that you've seen that's good from the Chicago Bears.
That's why I have this in the stayaways.
Well, here's the thing. We have one good thing from Dallas. That offense is cooking.
Yeah.
I kind of love Dallas this week. I think,
Is that one of your picks?
It's sitting here right on the sidelines. I have I have my little book here. It's in the book.
Yeah.
I do have I'll try and make the case, but let's see if maybe we'll have consensus on 5. But I think the Cowboys are the side in that game. I mean, what proof is there that the Bears can score under any circumstances, even against this Dallas team? The Dallas team, even with Micah out, they have been able to manage like kind of reasonable pressure. They had their pressure numbers are like in the middle.
And the Giants.
No, I'm just saying. It's not a joke.
Give up almost 40 points to the Giants. Seahawks, Saints. It's up to 7.5. It is let's be careful out there. I'm not sure the Seahawks should be favored by that much against anybody. And I like the Seahawks. I like their defense. This seems to me like one of those where if you're going to bet the Seahawks, do an alt line like -14.5, bet on the blowout. In the old days, we would have teased the Seahawks against Spencer Rattler with the 12th man. I'm not ready to do that in this. I also think the Saints are a little better than, that we did that fourth place bet where we had the Saints and the Browns and the Dolphins and Tennessee and felt really good about that. And a big piece of that was Carolina being better than the Saints. And I'm not sure they are. And I think that's going to be one we're going to have to hedge that one late in the season because
as we get down
the Saints,
there,
they're not awful. They're not good.
No,
they're not awful. Carolina's awful.
They're awful, Carolina.
Awful.
I don't want to have anything
later.
to do with that Seattle Saints game.
Well,
it's
that's why
full on
stay away. And then last but not least is Packers-Browns in Cleveland. Packers, this line is just suspiciously only at 7.5, even though people think the Packers are the best team in the league. And the Browns, they played like 2 3/4 really good quarters against Baltimore, and then that game slipped away. And then the week before, they should have won against who'd they play week 1? I'm blanking.
The Bengals. They should have beat the Bengals. Their field goal kicker kicked them out of the game.
Touchdown. Their defense might actually be good.
It's good. It's a good defense.
So I wouldn't do this straight up. I would consider a Packers in a parlay just to win.
I want to be careful. I think that Browns defense, it keeps them in the game. They just keep defeating with stupid turnovers and special team mistakes at the wrong time. They were in that game against the Ravens, and they should have won the game against the Bengals.
All right, we'll talk about the possibles, but we're going to take a quick break. The Bill Simmons podcast is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel turning up the heat every Sunday with Power Hour, the ultimate live betting window where the action is wild and the rewards even better. Here's how it works. Every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel giving you a profit boost to use on live bets during the most intense stretch of the NFL slate. This is when games flip, underdogs rally, parlays hit. It's your Power Hour on FanDuel. Open the FanDuel app between 3 and 5 p.m. Eastern. Claim your profit boost and make your move while the action unfolds. Every Sunday only on FanDuel. Head to FanDuel.com/BS to get started. You must be 21 plus, present in select states, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration, max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. This episode is brought to you by NFL Sunday Ticket. My friend, NFL Sundays are back. You won't want to miss the action. NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, another friend of mine, lets you catch every game every Sunday all in one place. And now, get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel anytime. Head to youtube.com/BS and sign up now. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. If you cancel YouTube TV, you will lose access to NFL Sunday Ticket. Terms, embargoes, device, and content restrictions apply. Commercial use excluded. Renews every month during the 2025 regular season. Cancel anytime. One thing to note before we go to the possibles, the Cowboys line flipped. For Ringer 107, it was Bears minus 1.5. But now, as we're taping this Thursday night, it's Cowboys favored by 1.5. So what do you think happened? Was there another Caleb Williams hit piece that I missed?
No. I just think people looked at the matchup and loved the idea of the Cowboys as a dog. The best unit in that game is the Cowboys offense.
That's still a 3-point shift. It's weird that we can't ever have a pick'em. Pick'em's just never, it has to get to 1.5. It can't even get to -1. It's got to just, if it flips to 1.5, so it just flips the other side. Okay, possibles. We already talked about the Bengals. You talked about the Cowboys. Rams, Eagles. Rams plus 3.5 in Philly. It feels like there's a lot of sharp sentiment heading toward this already. For a variety of reasons, namely that the Eagles' offenses look terrible. The Rams played them well last year. People like watching the Rams throw the ball. They're good. I mean, these might be 2 of the 4 best teams in the NFC. There's a tush push. Lot of stuff about how they were kind of cheating on the tush push on Sunday, and I wonder whether the refs are going to be really looking at that play a little more carefully. I wish this line was 4.5. The 3.5 makes me a little nervous, but I still kind of like the Rams.
Yeah, I'm on the side of the Rams. I like the Rams here. I think that their ability to rush for and not have to necessarily get pressure and not blitz, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I like the idea of them taking away the run. I think they can do it. And, Saquon isn't even averaging 4 yards a rush yet. And
I'm not worried about him yet.
You're not. I mean, we're also not really worried about Hurts. He has 2 passes
I'm more
this
worried
season.
about him.
Well, 2 passes this season of 10 yards or more. 2 games, 2 passes of 10 yards or more.
I don't understand why they're not airing the ball out with him. I watched his they mic'd him. There's like a 14-minute Jalen Hurts mic'd, which I watched all of. It's really fun at the end when he gets mad at Chris Jones. When they're like kneeling to end the game, and Chris Jones
formation.
Chris Jones like, these motherfuckers don't even have 100 yards. And he's like, we won. Hurts like, we won the damn game or whatever it was. I was like, all right, this is why we mic the players. I like this.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
So I guess the bigger question for me is, are the Rams actually good? Because if they win in Philly in week 3, that is a statement that they're actually going to be heard from in the NFC this year, and that we have Packers 1, Eagles have to be 2, and then the Rams are like right there. Maybe the Lions. I don't see anyone in the NFC West really that can make a case yet, but this would, other than the Rams. So this would be a real statement for them. Kind of like Atlanta too, but let's see them for a few more weeks.
The big thing for the Eagles is Dallas Goedert. So, like, if you're going to be kind of an apologist about how they performed against the Chiefs have good defense that took them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No doubt, Dallas Goedert. Goedert, I think, is supposed to be back. That's the idea. So maybe a little bit of the multiplicity on offense.
Has he ever been 100% in the last 10 years? Is there ever a report, Dallas Goedert? He's feeling great.
He was good against Washington in the NFC Championship game.
Dallas Goedert is trying Pilates. He's really good at stuff. Speaking of the NFC West, Niners, Cards, interdivision. Niners home. They're laying 2.5. I love the Niners in this one. I think this is going to be one of the 5 for me. And it's not even a team I love that much, but and especially with Mac Jones, Purdy might play. But the Cardinals, the deep back situation for them is so abysmal. They've lost so many guys. They're down to like backups to the backups. And I just think this line should be higher. I don't even care who the Niners quarterback is. This is just like a Shanahan run the ball, play action, couple deep throws. Also
win the game in tidy fashion. That's it.
And it looks like the Niners with that Williams, the rookie they have on the D-line, who has been impactful for them.
Yeah. Potential defensive rookie of the year.
I'm not impressed by the Cards at all. Like, they've held on for dear life for 2 weeks in a row. And I just find it hard to believe they're going to go 3-0 is another piece of this, right? The Cards are laying
very few. We don't have to lay anything. It's the Niners. Put it in the book. It's a lock. It's in our 107 Niners. Okay. Lay it.
All right, I like it too. How you feeling about Jags Texans?
I've gone both ways on this one. It's
Jaguars
a tough
at
one.
home, favored by 1.5. Lots of storylines. Lots of Brian Thomas Jr. drama. Lots of what's going on with Travis Hunter stuff. The Jags, kudos to them. They've generated a lot of content through a couple of weeks. There was a great Reddit post on the Jaguars Reddit about how Trevor Lawrence doesn't actually throw hospital balls with all of this data. I was like, that's a pretty compelling case. Maybe my eyes have been deceiving me.
He's also not accurate. I mean, there is that. He may not be throwing hospital balls, but he's certainly not accurate.
They're definitely the Trevor Lawrence hive is pretty funny. We're like, if not for those drops, he would have had 4 touchdowns. And, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you feel good when he's inside the 10-yard line? Because I don't.
Well, part of the thing, too, God damn it, Jags. Like, you have the coach, like Diami Brown is out there. I watched him for Washington. It was an absolute good riddance.
Yeah.
And Lawrence hits him dead in the hands for a touchdown that should have helped put the game away. And Dope drops it, as always. I mean, I really had enough of him in Washington. Good luck in Jacksonville. Which way were you leaning on this game? I'm curious.
I'm leaning Jags, and there's a couple reasons for it. I think their defense, they actually have like a pass rush and defensive pressure. I think they're all right. They picked Browning 3 times. It was one of those where the vibe of the game was just off, and the Cincy kind of stole it, but I didn't mind how they played. I think they have playmakers. They have this backup running back, Tootin, who I think might be legitimately good. And I wonder if like this is the week they unleash him. And also they had a big microscope on them this week. And Brian Thomas Jr. had a big microscope. He's very polarizing right now for dogging on routes and stuff. And so from a Jaguar side, it's like, all right, if you guys have anything in you, this is the week. And then on a Houston side, they can't block. We've watched them 2 weeks in a row.
2 years, 2 weeks.
But especially like they had two really visible games this.
Yes, you're right.
They can't block. They, Nick Chubb actually broke a couple runs, but I don't trust that piece. And I don't think CJ Stroud's looked good at all. And really, for the last year plus, he hasn't looked like the guy he was as a rookie. I just don't think they have it. I don't know who's going to win that division, but I just don't think it's going to be Houston. And I think the Jaguars have just as much talent with them. So them being home, -1.5, Florida, outdoors, maybe there'll be some hot weather. If the Jags can't win this game, come on.
The case for Houston is they are 6-0 over the since 2018 in Jacksonville and 4-1-1 against the spread. So they feel like they own the Jags, and CJ Stroud has had some good games against the Jags. Now, this is a different iteration of the Jags and a different iteration of Houston, especially their run defense. You can run the football. We watched Tampa run it right down their throats. I mean, they had some creative movement stuff with Bucky Irving, and I don't see why that's not replicable for the Jaguars. And I mean, I like the idea of Liam Cohen in his bag a little bit. I don't know how the Texans solve their rush defense issue, but if the Jags can establish the run, then I think you're on the right side.
Yeah, the counter, if you were going for Houston, is they've only given up 28 points in 2 weeks. They dropped or had a chance to have multiple turnovers on the defensive side that they didn't get. Did you see that stat? Baker he could have like 6 picks. He's 0.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 6 dropped or whatever.
Yes.
But I just don't like the vibe of that team. They have 2 guys who can rush the passer, and they have a very good secondary. But that same very good secondary got lit down the stretch by Baker when he had to go leak the field. They were up 5 with 2 minutes left. If you have a good defense, you gotta finish, and they didn't.
That's right.
And I don't know. I've watched this Jacksonville team. I've watched a lot of them the last 2 weeks, and I think they can move the ball, like for real. Against Carolina, it was really sloppy and disjointed. They still got to 26 points. They left a lot of stuff on the table, but you could see the potential of it.
Yeah.
And then they put up 27 against Cincy, and it really should have been like 40.
Should have been
because they got
40.
inside the 10 twice, 2 other
Hitting
times,
guys
plus
in
the
the
27.
hands. Yeah.
So, as crazy as it sounds, I kind of like the Jags.
I don't think it's that crazy. We're just, the trend is to not take the team. The 0-2 team is supposed to be the side, but it's a tiny line. I think it's lined perfectly.
Pats Steelers. Pats are +1.5 in this game against Pittsburgh. The defensive stats, the advanced stuff for Pittsburgh is even worse than it looked like from an eye test standpoint. Like they basically can't tackle. They had 18.2% missed tackle rate according to Next Gen Stats. Not to mention, they've had some. Highsmith is out of this game.
Right.
Looks like Joey Porter's probably going to be out. The defense dating back to last year when they really started to tail off those last 4 or 5 games, and then heading into this year, the Jets lit them up and then couldn't do anything a week later. I think the Pats could cook in this game. The Pats looked good last week against the Dolphins. Like their offense was moving the ball and doing a lot of good things. I think they've kind of rejuvenated Ramondre. The left side of the line is actually able to block now. They have multiple receivers who can at least get open on a 3rd and 7. And I like the spot for them. I also think the Pats have a real pass rush this year. This Milton Williams they signed, he's been awesome. I think he's the number 1 ranked defensive lineman through 2 weeks, but he's been like really, really, really disruptive. And that's how you beat Pittsburgh. You got to disrupt Rodgers, pressure him, get in there. And I think this Steelers season is about to do this. And that's the case for Pats +1.5. This is going to be one of my 2 for our 5.
What is your current information on the availability of Christian Gonzalez. That's the most important thing to me.
I have no idea if he's going to play. And I like them either way.
I can give a throaty endorsement if Christian Gonzalez is involved because I really love him locking down one side of the football field. Yeah, well, especially with the pressure putting on, what are you talking about? I have so many jokes. I won't do it. The
case for Pittsburgh is they won in week 1 and week 2 came down to that dumbass not understanding the kickoff rule that swung the game. I actually just thought Seattle outplayed them and basically Darnold had 2 bad passes that they picked and Seattle still won by 14, which is, I think, a really bad sign for them. They're playing Minnesota and Cleveland after this for the next 2. And then they're at Cincinnati, home Green Bay, home Indianapolis, at the Chargers. And, that's 9 games. I think this feels like they could be like 3-6 after 9 games. This could really be the year where we're like, oh, I guess Tomlin can't win 10 games every year.
Well, if that's the case, this is one of the games that they lose. If that's the case.
Well, I'll tell you this. If the Pats win this and then they have Carolina next week, that's 3-1. At Buffalo week 5, 3-2.
That's 3-2.
At New Orleans, at Tennessee, home Cleveland, the next 3. Could be 5-3 without us having any idea if they're even decent. But this was the case for them going 9-8. Their schedule was terrible. And if Pittsburgh's not going to be good, that really helps the case for like the schedule might create a 9-8 team.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Jets and Miami really should be 4 wins for them potentially. Right?
It's their division games. Fine. They're tough games. I mean, Miami damn near won that game in Miami. The punt return should have been a clinching play.
The Pats should win that game in the first half, though. Now it's time for a special part of today's episode. It's brought to you by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket has awesome features to help you stay on top of all the action, like live multi-view, where you can watch up to 4 games at once, something I do every Sunday. You can also track your favorite teams and players with stats and fantasy view. Keeping up with your fantasy league has never, ever been so easy. Device and content restrictions apply. My favorite thing, I like picking the 4 games that I'm going to watch, especially in the early slate, and trying to learn as much about the teams as I possibly can. But when you get closer to halftime, one of the games goes into halftime, all of a sudden you can pop another one in there. Maybe third, early fourth quarter, one of the games is a blowout. Shove another one in there. You don't have to miss a minute of the action. You can watch every game every Sunday all in one place with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. You can track your fantasy league players like a champ. You can even, in the multi-view, just start red zone in one of the squares the entire time. Right now, you can get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel anytime. Go to youtube.com/BS to sign up now. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games. Excludes digital-only games. Base plan required. Renews every month during the 2025 regular season only. Your membership for the following month can be canceled anytime before your renewal date. Terms, restrictions, and embargoes apply. Commercial use excluded. No refunds. Speaking of the AFCs, the Jets are 6.5 in Tampa. Tyrod Taylor is playing, which I like. I know higher floor than Justin Fields, probably a lower ceiling. Tampa's just demolished on the offensive line, like to a dangerous level. It's really bad. And I don't think Wirfs is playing this week, but they lost 2 other starters. And I feel like this line's too high. That this is an overreaction to Buffalo spanking the Jets last week. 6.5 is too many points. This should be a 4.5 point line.
Totally agree with every aspect of that. Do we dare bet against Baker Mayfield? I mean, part of the thing.
I don't want to bet the Jets.
I don't want to bet the Jets either.
They killed us last week.
Yeah.
That game, we bet that as I talked about on Sunday, that should be an alert from FanDuel where they alert you that you bet on Justin Fields against Josh Allen. We learned our lesson. But I think this line's too high.
It's too high. I don't want to bet it. I just can't get there.
All right, last one is Titans-Colts. Titans are a classic sharp pick. Colts pass rush has been bad. Titans offensive line, multiple injuries. Latham might be out. I think their Zeitler might be out too. Colts should be 1-1. Colts on grass, Colts outdoors, Colts with a lot of smoke getting blown up their ass all week. It has all the makings. And I actually like the Titans receivers. That rookie they have, the 4th rounder, I think is good. I picked him up in one of my leagues. And Ridley, and I don't know.
Cam Ward. Yeah, it's good.
4.5 seems like a 1.5 too high. I thought this should have been Colts -3.
No argument whatsoever. Will not, under any circumstances, bet on the Titans.
Okay.
Just won't do it. Just will not do it. As long as that moron is the head coach, never betting the Titans. You know, it could have been Colts by 10. Just not doing it.
He fixed the special teams. Special teams are okay.
Well, they hired
finally.
a special teams coach.
Yeah.
Fossil's good.
Yeah. They realized that special teams were one of the 3 parts of football. Congrats. All right. Parlay possibilities. The Falcons money line against the Panthers. I want to put the Falcons money line with something because I actually like the Falcons. I think they're good.
Me too.
You could also talk me into Falcons -5.5, but I would rather money line them with something.
I don't want to mess with that. That's too dumb.
It's in Carolina. Right. They should win. It has another one that has all the makings. You're going against an 0-2 team, but I think Carolina is like genuinely bad. And they threw everyone off the scent because they got 2 touchdowns in garbage time against Arizona. All of a sudden they got an onside kick. Like it just, that game wasn't close for 2.5 hours.
No interest in betting on the Panthers. Don't care what the numbers are. Can't do it.
So we'll have the Falcons -5.5. Or I'm sorry, -250. We could put it with the Ravens money line. Ravens against Detroit. Ravens money line. We could bring the Falcons line to +2.5, all adjusted on FanDuel. And that is -112. And that fits. That fits in our little parlay spot. Ravens money line, Falcons +2.5. It's -112.
Is there any scenario under which Detroit with Goff, it's an outdoor game, it's in Baltimore, it's a Monday night game.
Yeah.
Cam will get some revved up. Van Noy out.
Yeah.
Is there any way they can keep up scoring wise with the Ravens?
There certainly is. Do you have another suggestion for us?
Money line wise?
Yeah. So we agree the Falcons in principle should be in this.
Yes, we do. We definitely agree.
So what if I offered you, if I could take the Falcons down to 2.5, -2.5 with the Packers in Cleveland?
Do you think that the Chiefs are going to start the season 0-3 with a loss against the Giants?
You really want to back the Chiefs?
Just on the money line, just to win.
All right, let me look at. Oh, man,
it's the best defense the Giants will have faced by quite a bit, honestly.
I can't believe you're doing that.
The Giants played Washington and they played the Cowboys in the first 2 weeks.
I can't believe you're talking us into this. That's -103. Well,
tell me no. It's fine. I
like your logic of let's throw all common sense out. Are the Chiefs going 0-3?
Is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes going to go into Giant Stadium and lose to Russell Wilson and your boy Dayball?
How about
this?
Happen? Are the Giants going 0-3?
Sure they are. That was a good one. I enjoyed it.
All right, so that's what you want to do? Give me, what's your favorite pick? Let's do Ringer 107.
Oh, my pick for that?
Yeah, give me your favorite.
We covered it. I mean, we've already included it.
I know we covered it, but let's hear it because I bolded a bunch of games. What do you got?
I love the 49ers. That's my favorite pick by far of the entire week. I think the Cards are fraudulent, and this is, it's not like the 49ers are, gangbusters, but I think it's just a nice, orderly, tidy win for them. We could also put the Seahawks in. Like laying the 7.5 against the Saints is ridiculous, but Spencer Rattler is going to go into Seattle and win his first game straight up as a starter.
Are you talking about putting them instead of the Chiefs?
Yes. I'm just offering other alternatives to you. Do you think that the Saints defense has been, decent, not horrible.
Do I think the Saints are going to win in Seattle? No.
Do you think the Chiefs, right. Okay.
Am I worried about the Chiefs in Giant Stadium? Yes.
Okay.
I am a little worried. Well, we could do an alt line, an alternate spread to get this down. We could do Seattle to like 1.5, right? And that will get us to where we need to go. Yeah. Yes. Atlanta money line, Seattle -1.5 is exactly -120.
Fine. Done.
So we could do that instead of the Chiefs.
Fine. Okay.
All right.
I'm convinced. I'm surprised you're worried about the Chiefs, but it's fine.
I am worried about it. You don't think I should be worried about the Chiefs?
Well, against the spread is one thing. It's a whole nother thing about them. They can't lose to the Giants this week. That really hurts their season.
All right. You want to do the Chiefs? That's fine. I think you're right. It'll be more fun, too, if they lose and we can be like, oh, my God, I can't believe we took the Chiefs. So you have the 49ers.
Would never say that. Oh, my God, we took the Chiefs. Like, well, it's funny that we're debating it.
Well, it's a pretty sad statement on their season. I have the Pats.
Yeah.
Are we throwing the Jags in here?
I'm convinced.
Okay.
I like it.
So our fifth one, we can do. You like the Cowboys, the Rams. You don't want to do Titans or Jets.
No, can't.
Bengals +3.
I love the Bengals +3, but then we look at ourselves in the mirror and say we bet on Browning on the road. Like, what do we?
We bet on Browning against Brian Flores.
Right. He has beat Flores before. Browning has.
Are we sure the Eagles don't have a little? People aren't giving us enough credit.
Yeah,
we have to lay the smackdown kind of stuff.
I'm fine with leaving them alone. I kind of don't really want to. I don't feel super convinced that we should mess with them, even though I think the Rams are the right side. I kind of don't want to mess with that one.
Well, we're running out of teams because then that leaves the Seahawks.
Nope.
That leaves. We could do something with the Cowboys and the over.
We're doing totals?
Well, if we wanted to use our parlay for that, or we could just do the Cowboys -1.5.
I'm fine with the Cowboys -1.5. I think this Bears team, their whole secondary is out. Like half of them are out for the season. And I asked you earlier, Nate, tell me one thing that you've seen out of the Bears. They
can't run the ball.
One good touchdown against the Vikings in week 1.
To start the game.
The dramatic, stark difference between the first series of the game for the Bears and what Caleb Williams' numbers are after his completion percentage is through the roof, the efficacy, all of the EPA stuff for him. First series of each game has been on point, and then that's it. He's barely a 50% accurate thrower of the football.
All right, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're making the Cowboys your pick, and we'll make the 49ers a joint pick.
Okay, good.
And then I'll take the Pats and the Jags. And then we'll agree on Falcons Chiefs together. All right, let's do today's Ringer 107. It's brought to you by FanDuel. Ringer 107, 4-6 after 2 weeks. The picks. House loves the Cowboys in Chicago. The case being, I haven't seen one thing I like from the Chicago Bears. Fair enough. Dallas can throw the ball. Dallas has, this is one of the great kicker mismatches too, where we have Aubrey on one hand, the greatest kicker of all time, which with this new kickoff rule, it's like they're guaranteed 3 points every time they get the ball. And then God only knows who's kicking for the Bears this week. So Cowboys -1.5 in Chicago, grabbing that. We are grabbing the Jags -1.5 at home against Houston. They've been a soap opera all this week. I think it actually helps them. This feels a little bit of a kitchen sinky type game for them, and I'm not a believer in Houston at all. All right, then we have the Pats +1.5 at home. They're a home dog against 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, who has been bad anytime he's pressured. against a Steelers defense, and especially a run defense that has looked pretty abysmal. They're missing dudes. They're missing Highsmith, probably Joey Porter. They weren't 100% healthy to begin with. TJ Watt's on a milk carton at this point. Left side of the Pats line looking better. Look out for Travion Henderson in this game. I liked how the Pats, something's happening with them offensively. We've seen Drake May when he actually gets protection. There's something pretty good in there. So Pats plus 1.5. It's not a homer pick. I picked the Pats to have the worst record in the league last year. I actually think the Pats might be pretty frisky for the next couple weeks. 49ers minus 2.5. We don't even know who the quarterback is. Is it Brock Purdy?
Doesn't matter.
Is it Mac Jones?
Doesn't matter.
I don't care.
I've seen enough of the Cardinals.
We've seen enough of the Cardinals. We've seen enough of their backups to the backups, D-backs. So 49ers minus 2.5. And last but not least, we're doing a little parlay, money line. The Atlanta Falcons, we believe, will absolutely positively win in Carolina. This is a game in week 16. I'd be nervous about it, not week 3. I just think too many weapons. And Carolina's terrible. I think Carolina's the worst team in the league. And then House really wanted to put the Chiefs in here.
I'll take it. I do. I'll own it. I really want to put the Chiefs in here. Yes, House, I do. God damn it.
Andy Reid versus Brian Daboll.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes versus Russell Wilson.
Yes.
The Chiefs cannot go 0-3. That was another thing you said. Maybe even a little kitchen sinky for the Chiefs, not wanting to go 0-3 heading into, this is like one of the easiest games in their schedule. So that will be our Ringer 107 for week 3. Hopefully we can get over 500. All right, that was today's Ringer 107. It was brought to you by FanDuel. Remember, lines and odds are subject to change. How you feeling about the Clippers situation?
It seems like it's now 50-50 whether the other owners want to punish them. It feels like the vibe's coming out. And it also is the case for sure that Silver seems fine with this lingering over the league into the season. It looks like he's going
to take his time. Yeah, I think he wants to do this correctly. He's not going to rush to judgment because people on NBA Reddit are upset he hasn't decided what to do yet. I think this is going to take a while, but I don't think he's stalling. I think he's going to do a real ass investigation and try to figure out what happened so he can punish them correctly.
It looks like the timeline is sufficiently in advance of the All-Star game so that if the punishment includes taking away the All-Star game from the Clippers, they could give it to the Lakers of all things, still keep it in LA. Everybody's already got their travel plans to LA, but that would be one of the ways to punish the Clippers. But
that would punish the people going to the All-Star game because Staples Center sucks. Whatever it's called now, the crypto. It's like a double-A arena compared to Intuit.
I'm just saying.
That really suck.
Timeline-wise, that seems like that's sort of roughly it, right? If you give the law firm until mid-January, if part of the punishment for Ballmer includes that.
Too much smoke.
Oh, I agree with this.
I still don't know what happened, and I still want all the facts to come out, but there's just too many payments right around time when Kawhi needed a payment, and not looking good for the Clips. What did you think of my theory? Like, one of the things with the punishment should be they should just move to Seattle and call it quits. Just like we tried since 1984, we've been trying. It's obviously just never going to work here. And we're just going to start over in Seattle. And we'll leave
Ballmer
the Intuit. We'll sell it to the Lakers.
Ballmer would have to, so they sell Intuit to the Lakers. The Lakers get to play in Intuit, and Ballmer has to build a brand new Intuit in Seattle. That's his punishment.
To Seattle, that's his punishment.
You have to now build a new arena in Seattle. Okay.
You have to build the Aspiration Dome in Seattle.
with fake trees everywhere around.
Aspiration 2.0.
Carbon trees. Yes,
just trees
I'm in.
Fake sunlight.
I'm all the way. He's fine with Seattle. I mean, the whole Microsoft thing, it all makes sense. Could be really a kind of hero. You take a villain and turn him into a hero. That's the punishment.
I was thinking, I'm not the first person to make this point, but this Kawhi, the entire thing of going into business with this dude, all the stuff it cost them, all the players and the draft picks, plus this scandal, it has to be the most damaging transaction in the history of the league. I don't even think you could compare it to anything.
Wow, the most damaging transaction in the history.
It's already retroactively one of the worst trades of all time.
It's not worse than Luka. It's not worse than Luka.
They end up with Cooper Flag.
It's not.
They don't get
worse
Cooper
than
Flag,
Luka.
but in a roundabout way, at least somewhat worked out. Would you trade Anthony Davis?
At all
right, just forget all the dumb reasons behind the trade. Would you trade Anthony Davis and Cooper Flag for Luka?
Fuck no. No. How strongly can I put it?
All right, what if I threw Max Christie in?
Fuck no.
What if I threw Max Christie in?
Have you bet on the NBA? Oh, you can't bet on MVP. Luka, I got him at 7-1 this summer. I'm loving that ticket. Luka is going to win the goddamn MVP this season.
That's what it is.
I don't think it is that anymore. I got it this summer. He looked great in that Euro thing.
I'm looking right now. Hold on. Awards. Unbelievably, I've not looked at this. SGA plus 150, Jokic plus 350, Luka down to plus 380.
See, a great price for me. I'm happy. Closing line value. I can put the ticket in a frame and say, oh, I had it back when.
The best odds are Giannis at 12-1.
Because
Bucks in a weak conference. No, just Bucks in a weak conference. Him putting up like a 32, 12, and 6, like single-handedly dragging them to a 3 seed.
I know it's only September
the
18th.
2 MVPs, two in a row. That's it.
People will be fine with us waiting a month to talk about the NBA. Yeah. But I just want to ask you, who do you think is the second best team in the East?
I think it's Cavs, Knicks, in whatever order you want.
Okay.
Drop off.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Isn't that the correct answer?
Yes,
who do you think it is?
I like the Knicks better than I like the Cavs this season. The answer to me is the Cavs, but I just wondered if you had a wild card.
FanDuel has Cavs to win the East plus 230, Knicks plus 320, and then it goes Orlando plus 550, Hawks 9-1. Those Hawks odds, we were on that. Remember when it was like 17-1 or 18-1 for them to win the East?
Yes.
Detroit. I mean, the funniest thing is after you get past Orlando, then you immediately go into the Atlanta, Detroit, Milwaukee territory, but then somehow Philly is in there at 14-1, like they have any chance. I did enjoy Skinny Embiid though. Did you see Skinny Embiid?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
my timeline right now is great. I'm thrilled. Good, best of luck. I wish him the best of luck.
You seem a little dubious. Yeah, I would say Cleveland, Knicks, and then what's interesting with the West, the Lakers still have the 4th best odds, and the Clippers still have the 5th best odds, even though we don't know if there's going to be like God only knows. Like, what if Kawhi's contract just gets voided?
No, they're not doing that.
Minnesota has the 6th best odds at 12-1, which I do not fundamentally understand.
Minnesota to me is either the 3rd or the 4th best team.
They have to be. It's either them or Houston in the 3 spot. No,
that's right.
Like there's no question.
Exactly.
How do the Lakers have better odds than Minnesota?
The market. That's all. Dumb Laker enthusiasm.
Dallas 25-1 get exciting for you at all?
No.
Yeah. No. San Antonio 30-1, nothing?
No. Okay. D'Angelo Russell's playing guard for the Mavericks. Come on.
I was going to actually start NBA homework next week. I've done nothing.
I'm in the same boat. I haven't done anything either, but
yeah, we're like within 5 weeks of the season now.
Yeah.
All right, House. Happy gambling this week. Good to see you. I'll see you on the Ringer Gambling Show on Monday and on this pod in a week. Good to see you.
Can't wait.